Right now, we are at the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development stand, where I'm joined by the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Desiree Mutize Sibanda. Dr. Good day and welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Dr. Sibanda, the President did mention that Zimbabwe is open for business during his inauguration as the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe. What are you doing as the Ministry to support this pronouncement?
As you are aware, our ministry is the Ministry of Higher Education, and therefore we are the lead ministry in terms of coming up with innovations. First, as the President said, to grow the economy. Secondly, to ensure that we attract investment. So as a ministry, we were inculcating a new culture among the universities and tertiary institutions to move with the times in order to come up with curriculum that supports attracting investment, with curriculum that grows the economy. We have started a very robust program which brings universities together to strategize on the statement that was made by His Excellency the President in his inauguration, which talks about agriculture-led economy. That's why we're seeing Chinhoyi University is coming up with a program for cattle breeding. We are also creating industrial hubs. As you know that the economy only grows when it is industrialized. We want, through our research, through our lectures, to increase manufacturing over GDP. You're aware that in the past, Zimbabwe used to have a very high percentage of export over GDP. So we have started a program to ensure that universities create industrial hubs. And those industrial hubs are meant to transform the economy from a rural economy to an industrialized economy, which is able to export goods. And therefore, we as a new ministry, I'm saying new ministry because of the new minister, new permanent secretary, we have a thrust to combine science and technology in order to grow the economy. A lot is being done through the various university and tertiary institutions to transform the mind so that we are able to produce competitive products in our universities and then process them for export.
Dr. Sibanda, as a requirement for every ministry to come up with a 100-day project plan, maybe you might tell us about your ministry's 100-day project plan.
Well, we have a number of goals that we are pursuing, which are very, very critical in terms of growing the economy. I think first, the President touched on a number of areas to grow the economy. Now, we are supporting the President's vision in terms of coming up with the critical skills that are required. We are currently in the process of identifying the critical skills that are going to be needed to grow the economy. Secondly, we are attracting infrastructure to the economy. You are aware that on the 9th of March, we invited His Excellency the President to come to a conference where we brought in foreign direct investors and local investors to, as it were, pledge into the areas in which they want to invest in this country. And I'm glad to say that quite a number of investors now are taking a number of projects in terms of building industrial hubs, in terms of putting buildings on accommodation and also on science labs, etc., to grow the economy. We are also coming up with strategies to increase the enrollment, particularly the training of science teachers. So we've come up in terms of our 100 plan with a plan to increase the training of science teachers. And that has been well received. We are also coming up with plans to increase the GDP through the production that is going to be done by our universities. We're trying to transform our universities to become production hubs within the 100-day plan. We are also going to launch the High Performance Center, which is meant to improve our computerization nationally and meet the demands of the various sectors. Another area on the 100-day plan is to come up with 4 new universities and provide the necessary infrastructure. And these universities will be located in various provinces. We have the Lupane University, which is going to focus on the teaching of science and agriculture. We are also going to focus on another university in Manicaland, which is going to focus on trying to promote a processing of minerals, like, for example, cutting and polishing of diamonds through the technology that is going to be introduced. This is all meant to make Zimbabwe become competitive. You see, currently the concern of scholars, the concern of scientists is that we are exporting raw materials. The last statement 2 years ago made by the Governor of the Bank stated that 85% of our foreign exchange comes from 5 products, that is your gold, diamonds, tobacco, nickel, and platinum. And these products go unprocessed, 85%. And therefore the role of the universities is now to transform the economy from exporting raw materials but exporting finished products. And that will increase the gross domestic product. So we are committed that during the 100-day plan, we achieve these objectives.
Dr. Desiree Sibanda, I must thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.
We've been talking there to the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development, Dr. Desiree Sibanda.
This country, this continent, this world grows on knowledge. And that knowledge, which can be transformed into goods and services. We want to transform this ministry, or we have already transformed this ministry, from a social case to a business case. What we want to do is to make sure that this ministry becomes a productive ministry, not a ministry that is only providing a social service, not having a business case. This Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development focuses 1 on knowledge and 2 on production. We want to think very big. We don't want to think small. As I said, we are not a social basket case. We carry the hopes of the world because everything runs on knowledge. What are we doing? We are selling an opportunity in terms of innovation through innovation hubs. These innovation hubs that have to grow into industrial sheds somewhere that are linked there. What are we selling? We are saying our accommodation space for students, we want to call it student spaces because we are thinking big. We want our students to be living in university spaces that are a marvel of the world. And we want to make it an investment case. Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, we have promises and bids that have gone up to 3.6 billion, which is actually, I think, a record case. We think the higher and tertiary education sector is a $100 billion industry. It is not a basket case. We also believe that our science and technology development will give hope to this country. As you know, we are almost about to have the Zimbabwe National Geospatial and Space Agency approved. We believe that this agency will grow the space industry in this country. What are we waiting for? We are looking for investments in this area. We are looking for research in this area so that we can grow this economy. We are also in the process of converting coal into fuel. We have an ambition of producing 8 million liters of diesel per day using our coal reserves. Our coal reserves are worth at least 1,000 years. So basically from this point on, we believe that we can grow a $200 billion Zimbabwe economy through this ministry. I've always said that this ministry is the ministry that will either give hope to this country or will destroy the hopes of this country. When a giant cries in the room, you know that everybody's in trouble. But if a giant stands up to the challenges, we believe that we can make this world a better place through this ministry. We are saying to our potential investors and those who are already investing that you are not investing in a wrong plate. This plate is full of hope, this plate is full of activity, and we believe that we will grow this country. This country will be grown through confidence. Only confidence will grow this country. Without confidence, without hope, I have said when I was in Koba last week that if you don't have hope, if you are sleeping, there's no need to wake up. This country will be grown through hope and through activity. I have said that we have already attracted investment, which is worth in the infrastructure on area only, which is worth now on paper at least $3.6 billion. So I believe we want to grow it and grow it further. I have said that we should never wait for the fictitious person called Godot. Godot is a fictitious person who will never come. Wait for Godot at the airport, he will not come. Wait for him at the bus stop, he will not come. Wait for him by the street side, Godot will not come. What we are saying is that don't look any further than yourselves. Don't look further than ourselves. We are the hope. We believe that with this hope and confidence, we can attract investment very easily. We don't attract investment using the poverty case. The poverty case cannot sell at all. Nobody, no matter how much you package poverty, nobody wants it. Because you know our efforts when we wake up every morning is to run away from poverty. So why do you want to sell it? We want to sell opportunity, and we believe that Zimbabwe is full of opportunity. I tell you that our ministry should be worth more than $100 billion. And this we will do through the creation of our university or college cities. I want to repeat this ambition so that we are measured to it. We know we will build university or college cities. We know it. We know it, and we are doing something to make sure that this goal is realized. We want to be measured by that. That's why we speak publicly. Sometimes if you don't speak publicly, you will not have yourself held accountable for what you have said. But if you have said it publicly, you will make efforts to make sure that that dream becomes a reality. We are dreaming big, but dreaming big is not enough. We want to do big things. And we are saying to all our potential investors, surely we are the partner of choice. We are the partner of choice because everything that grows comes from knowledge. For without knowledge, our dreams and my people will perish. Based on this, ladies and gentlemen, I want and I wish you a very nice mingling cocktail where we are discussing business. Zimbabwe is open for business. Not only open for business, it's open for big thinking, big hope, big movements. And it shall be personified through the ministry of higher and tertiary education, science and technology development. We can do it, we will do it, we'll grow very big.